Among the most popular franchises in history, we have different companies like DC, Marvel, Star Wars, and often on this channel, we do like to see how heroes or villains would interact with a different popular franchise, and today, we're looking at DC and Star Wars.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Thomas.
I'm Merlin.
Together, we're the Comic Lads, and today we're figuring out which DC characters would make the perfect Jedi.
And not just Jedi, we also want to have some picks in there for the dark side of the Force.
But before we get into it, guys, as always, question of the week. We want to hear from you. Who in the DC universe do you think would make the perfect Jedi?
And superficially, which one would look the coolest wielding a lightsaber?
I mean, that's more like what we're thinking of.
Yeah. And also, guys, before we get into it, don't forget to leave a like on the video. It really helps us out. Subscribe if you like weekly nerdtastic discussions like this. And stay tuned to the end of the video because we have a very special announcement for this channel. With the Jedi Order and the philosophy behind it, I think a lot of people would be very quick to just like apply it to any superhero.
It was tough when coming up with this list to not just have it
be the Justice League.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but there is a lot more that goes behind the philosophy and training of the Jedi. They are people that I'm gonna say aren't actually the best at heart most of the time.
Yeah, because to be a Jedi, you also have to divorce yourself from a lot of personal connections that make us human. For our first character, we're straying a little off the beaten path. It's not Superman. We're thinking about Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate is always a character that intrigued me because it's not really the host that's in control of it, at least not all the time.
Yeah, there's kind of a push and pull system between the host and the helmet of fate, which is being worn by the host. And I feel like Dr. Fate fits the Jedi Order so perfectly because he's one of those characters whose priorities and morals are so kind of like above what regular everyday humans in the DC universe think about, and I feel like that applies itself to the Jedi Order because they can often feel like they're too far removed and above human emotion and look too much at the big picture, and I feel like that's really in Dr. Fate and Naboo's bag.
Yeah, I think the host and Naboo always kind of having this conflicting back and forth in the decision making is so Jedi coded because so much of what the Jedis do have to push their humanity to the sideline in order to follow these like stupid ass guidelines. I'm sorry, like not to like trigger the Star Wars fans, but the Jedi Order is fucking dumb.
Yeah, no, and like what is Naboo the Lord of Order if not like an annoying Force ghost telling you not to go help your loved ones and to go like do big picture shit on the side?
Yeah, and it's always like I feel like the motto of the Jedi are kind of like for the greater good.
Yes.
They're willing to make sacrifice plays if it means maintaining order. And that's why like Anakin kind of falls to the dark side because he sees how flawed the system is.
Yeah, and how like their bureaucracy will eventually be their downfall.
Which it is in the end. Thank God Luke comes back and creates a whole new Jedi Order and then turns into a pile of nothing in The Last Jedi.
And then becomes a hermit and, you know, tries to like kill his apprentice.
Yeah, and drinks like alien titty milk.
And as for his lightsaber color, we do believe Dr. Fate would wield a green lightsaber because he does have, he would have a deeper connection to the Force and like the kind of more mystical aspects of it, and I think he would rely less on like using his lightsaber.
He might even be at the top of the Jedi Order in this hypothetical. Next up on our list, guys, we have, of course, Batman. I mean, like, this is such an easy pick, but like, Batman would undoubtedly be on the Jedi Council, but we think you'll find that he's not the traditional Jedi or Jedi Master.
No, Batman would be more along the lines of like the Mace Windu type.
Jedi, of course, have to go through intense, rigorous training, and I think Batman might be the greatest example on this list of that. This is a guy who has put himself through hell to maintain his excellence in body and mind, but he's also a dark shadow of the DC universe. You know, he's a good person, but uses more extreme methods like fear and intimidation to get just results.
And based on that, we think he would be able to tap into the powers of the dark side without being corrupted by it.
And of course, superficially, he's got to wield the same color as Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Batman with a purple lightsaber. I mean,
that goes so hard, actually.
It like tickles me in the right spot.
It does.
You know what I'm saying?
Which spot? Don't answer that.
We all know which spot. Next up, guys, we didn't want to make this just like a Justice League video, but of course, Hal Jordan would definitely be a Jedi Knight in this hypothetical.
100%. Hal Jordan shares a lot of classic not just Jedi Knight, but also Chosen One qualities.
Yeah, all of his qualifications are based in like overcoming his fears, mind over matter, all things that Jedi younglings have to go to until they're inevitably slaughtered by Anakin.
Excellent. Yeah. And also, I mean, I hate to acknowledge this, but we have to. Hal Jordan is a character that has had like one foot steeped in darkness for many years of his history. I'm thinking of his time as Parallax. That kind of connection and his ability to tap into the darker sides of the emotional spectrum lends itself so heavily to all of those Anakin tropes of storytelling where he grapples with the light and dark side of the Force.
Yeah, and, you know, a lot of people think that Green Lantern is a character that just doesn't have fear whatsoever. That's not the case.
No.
Hal Jordan is constantly pooping his pants in the midst of the battle, but it's his ability to overcome those emotions and channel them for good in the face of evil that would make him such a great addition to the Order. He's like a peacekeeper.
And that's ultimately what the Jedi Order are.
And there is something kind of like thematically the same between a lightsaber and one of the Green Lantern rings. I feel like Hal Jordan would be the type that like wouldn't survive Order 66, but he'd have like a young Padawan that he'd pass his lightsaber to, kind of like Cal Kestis, you know?
That would be sick, yeah.
In the same way that when a Green Lantern dies, their ring flies off their finger and finds the next suitable wielder for it.
It would be Jon Stewart that he passes it on to, you know, because Hal Jordan is like 30 years older than Jon.
Yeah. Also, we know that this might like upset the kind of
color theory and like color matching with these characters.
Yeah.
But like Hal would have a blue lightsaber.
Yeah, he is, for better or for worse, a space cop.
Yes.
Which the Jedi Knight are.
And he is proud to be that.
Like,
and now for our final pick before we delve into the depths of the dark side, we are looking at a character who has been a beacon of light throughout the DC universe for decades now and is arguably the greatest that the DC universe has to offer in terms of heroism, and that's Nightwing, Dick Grayson.
Yeah, and I think the evolution of Dick Grayson throughout his journey in DC, you know, starting off as the Boy Wonder, going to the Teen Titans, eventually becoming Nightwing, and surpassing his former mentor in things beyond just like physical aptitude. It's so reminiscent of Ahsoka and Anakin, I feel.
Bro, Ahsoka puts down her blue lightsaber to wield two white lightsabers. Like, that's literally Nightwing putting down the Robin suit for like two Eskrima sticks.
Yeah, and Nightwing is also someone who realizes throughout his journey as Robin that there are many flaws in Batman's judgment and Batman's way of doing things and carrying out justice.
Yeah.
And he's someone that thinks, you know, this system is a bit flawed. I don't want to ruin my internal beliefs in order to follow these rules.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah.
He's literally Miles Morales.
I'm going to do my own thing.
And he's very Luke Skywalker coded in that way, because even though Luke sees flaws with the Jedi Order and their way of doing things and their ideologies, it doesn't mean that they can't still fight for the same goals and work on the same side. Do you think then, assuming that like Dick Grayson is Luke Skywalker, that he would in the future try and like slit Damien's throat in his sleep?
Alright guys, so going outside of our main Jedi Order picks, we did want to include a couple of Rule of Two Sith Lords in there.
Yep.
If you guys know the Star Wars history and lore, there can only ever be two Sith working together at the same time. I always thought that was stupid, can I just say?
Yeah, I don't really know why.
Well, it's because like both Sith Lords have to always be looking for the top position, and it's kind of the destiny and fate of the Sith to like overthrow their masters.
Yeah.
And then take on a new apprentice to then overthrow them.
Very reminiscent of Greek mythology, where Kronos' line is just perpetually fathers begetting sons that kill them.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, our two picks, they might be the exact same pick, just twice.
Yeah. We'll get into it though.
Guys, easy slam dunk. Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul. This is like the most Sith-coded duo of all time.
The Sith do operate in the shadows. You know, we have the League of Shadows in this case.
Sure, yeah.
The League of Sith. That's nothing. Ra's does have his own sense of justice, even though it's very twisted. He's someone that will achieve his goals at any cost. And I think Sith are very much in the mentality of playing the long game, them.
Definitely.
You know, you have someone like Darth Sidious playing for, like, arguably in some canons, hundreds of years to achieve his final goal of building the Death Star, ruling the galaxy.
Well, no, his final goal is the final order, which is like making a bunch of ships that are gonna like kill Rey Skywalker.
Yeah, that's nothing. And somehow Palpatine Return can so easily be applied to Rey for always cheating death and coming back. Somehow Ra's al Ghul returns.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
And the Sith at their core are such a like twisted, abusive mentor-apprentice, parent-child relationship, and Ra's and Talia are the epitome of that. Constantly backstabbing each other, trying to kill each other, only to then, in the next story, help each other.
Yeah, and I think it's like with the Sith, they always want to overthrow because they think that they know how to do things better.
Yeah.
And they don't want to follow the steps that, you know, the Sith Master is laying out for them.
And Ra's al Ghul's dreams for the world very much mirrors the relationship between a lot of Rule of Two characters, namely Darth Sidious and Darth Vader, because like Palpatine at any moment would sacrifice Vader if it meant achieving his goals, and Ra's on countless occasions has been ready to, you know, like dome Talia if it means he's going to achieve his plans. And for our second pick for the Rule of Two Sith Lord and Apprentice, it's Darkseid and Grail.
Darth Grail just goes so hard.
Darkseid.
That's so bad. I think we can pretty much apply every point we made for Ra's and Talia, but for Darkseid and Grail.
Quite literally, yes.
Yeah.
Video's over.
Authoritarian rulers of the galaxy, trying to get everyone in line by order and force.
But I do think, contrary to Ra's and Talia, who I think would be a very tumultuous Sith duo, I think Darkseid and Grail would be one of those Sith duos that actually finds a lot of harmony and is like kind of in their prime. Obviously, every Sith duo eventually comes to a head with each other and like one of them has to die, but I think Darkseid and Grail would have a lot of success conquering the galaxy because out of all of Darkseid's children, I think Grail is the one that is most like him and the one that he would be the most quote-unquote proud of. I don't think Darkseid has ever been proud of anything, but if he were to be, it would be of Grail.
Yeah, and I think the Sith Lord and the Apprentice is something that survives the test of time based on the Sith Lord's manipulation of their apprentice.
Yes.
There is the Rule of Two, and we know that eventually one is going to overthrow the other. It's all about kind of like the ticking time bomb aspect of it.
Yeah.
That same way of thinking applies to this duo, I feel. And I think Darkseid also on Apocalypse, everything we've seen, you know, when one of his minions or like followers step out of line, he's not shy about dealing out some punishment. Literally, you could just apply that same scene from A New Hope where Darth Vader's like, I find your lack of faith disturbing, when he like chokes that minion out.
Exactly. But instead of a force choke, he just like burns you alive.
Yeah.
With Omega beams.
Also, like Apocalypse, it's a red planet, red lightsabers.
And superficially, like Darkseid's lightsaber could go so fucking crazy. I know like we like to hate on Kylo Ren and like the greatsword lightsaber.
I was gonna say that.
Would have the most massive fucking like vibrating. He would have like a massive lightsaber crackling with like Kirby crackle energy, and he would have the greatsword head.
It would be a great sword for sure.
Of course.
It would be like a more girthy version of Kylo's sword.
It would, you know what?
That's crazy.
You know, like, it would literally be like Guts' greatsword, you know, from Berserk.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Guys, as you could tell, we are not Star Wars experts. Take this video as just a little nerdgasm moment.
Yeah, we're just having fun. Like, listen, I know there's decades of Star Wars canon that probably, like, devalues everything we just said, but again...
We're casual fans. I've seen the shows and the movies. Don't eat me alive first.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I've seen Clone Wars. Don't kill me.
But guys, that is going to be our picks for today's video. Let us know who you think would apply to the Jedi Order or the Sith Rule of Two. And also let us know if you want to see the Marvel version of this video.
Because we want to record it.
Yeah, we do. And guys, as promised at the start of the video, we do have a huge announcement for the future of our channel and what we want to do on this amazing platform. With 2026, we have a lot of goals, and one of them was launching a secondary channel, and that channel is debuting at the time of this video. We're calling it Ladding Around.
And on our second channel, Ladding Around, you'll get to see more of us and who we are beyond the world of superheroes and comics.
You can expect weekly challenges, games, discussions, whatnot. And we really want this to be a place where we can just hang out, be the truest version of ourselves, and just have some fun with you guys on camera.
So if that sounds like fun to you, check out the link to our first ever video on Ladding Around in the description below.
A huge thank you to everyone who supported us along the way. And also, we want to say thank you to our Comic Lad members.
Thank you so much to all of our YouTube and Patreon members for supporting us on this incredible journey, and we love you so dearly.
We love you.
Peace.
Peace. Peace.